Hey guys, Tbull here. Today I got a game in the Skane for you. Tier 6 European Destroyer. We got Swirsky. There's the build I've been running. And you'll see here in a moment I'm still working on grinding out this ship. Not sure if I had that third mod installed yet during this game or not. Tried it in domination mode game. The third mod being the range boost to the main gun. So perhaps what you're going to be seeing in this is full range. Perhaps not. Anyway, I had two games I was going to pick from to cover this ship. First one was a Kraken. I got that one or two games before this game. This game's just kind of an elite tier destroyer carry, though, where we're going to be nearly doubling the next highest score on our team and just basically solo carrying it at the end. The team helps out a bit, but if we don't play how we play in this game, it's a loss. Let's just put it that way. Spawn in the middle here. Checking our battleships. That guy seems to be going backwards. Now, why you would want to go backwards in this day and age, I have no idea. The enemy is always in front of you. And basically, you're out of range when you spawn, so if you back up, you're going to continue to be unable to hit them. Move forward, then you can shoot. A lot more fun. The other guy's moving forward, though. That's enough support in my mind to pressure into B. And so we're going to push into here. Now, when these torps are upgraded, we get 12 kilometers range. You can see there. So they're pretty good zoning torps. Very accurate torpedoes, i.e., they are fast in the water. I think 74 knots, I want to say, 72, 74 when you get them upgraded. Basically, why is that more accurate? Well, they get to the target quicker. The target has less time to change his or her mind about what they're doing compared to what you predicted they'd be doing. So the faster, the more accurate in general. And you get quite a lot of hits with these torps. We're just throwing them out there. Kansas, thinking, well, he's probably not going to continue going in a straight line for that long, but you never know. And there's also a destroyer on the loose. Here we see one set of three, two set of three. Okay, we're saying to ourselves, oh, there's the third set of three. Sounds like an Akatsuki. We're going to check the roster here in a moment just to verify that. But that's kind of a telltale signature of the Tier 6 Japanese Akatsuki. There it was. And from there, we know that thing's going to be reloading very quickly. And it's got very fast, hard-hitting torps. So we got to be aware of that. But by playing a lot of different destroyers and starting to get to know their launch spreads and how many torps they can launch and all that, that'll help us determine, okay, what are we going against? Another clue, it's a Japanese destroyer. The guy never got on the cap. Now, we have pretty close support ships over here, so it's probably not in his best interest. And he could see also my teammates weren't on the cap, so he knows there is a destroyer that would potentially spot him. So I don't blame him for not wanting to challenge us on the cap there, but I thought that was, typical Japanese destroyer, even though it's probably a good idea in this case. All right, so now what's going on here? Well, rather than sit here and try and defend B, we're going to just see what we can go over here. Can we get on C? Can we stop C being captured? Can we kill the destroyer over there? Can we get it for our own team? Domination mode, of course, we need to capture and control the middle. Check. And one flank. Well, we haven't done that yet, so C would be a good one. Here's the Akatsuki from earlier that we suspected. I'm going to go ahead here and shoot him until he disappears. Now, we got to assume, once again, he's a very quick reloading torp type of destroyer, torp boat. So I got to be kind of thinking, okay, well, change up our speed, change up our heading, whatever. We got more torps coming from the left-hand side of the screen here. That's interesting. So we probably got multiple destroyers in the vicinity. And so we're just going to stop shooting here now that we can't really see him. Keeping an eye on when we drop spot. Okay, after 20 seconds, we'll naturally drop spot unless someone's within our blue ring at that time. So we see that's not the case. And we got that preemptive kind of blind shot into the smoke there. We'll see if it hits him or not. Never know. Might get lucky there. But if not, we're going to push into C here. We want to continue to capture and control this base. You can see the scoring situation in the background frozen. They're up a little bit because they've sunk a higher weight ship than we have. The destroyer versus a battleship, it's a 25-point difference. But here the Orkan pops up, and you can see he was already pretty low. So we're going to go ahead and assume, once again, torps are probably coming our way. We want to turn into him as soon as we kill him, just in case they're coming right for us. But there they were aimed at, probably the guy behind us. So got him off the board, and now we're going to get right on the cap. Capture this, and then we're going to go about probably defending B, most likely would be the play. We do have a scoring opportunity taking place on A briefly. Oof, Odin goes down. Well, you got surrounded by a bunch of red ships. That's usually pretty dangerous. Nice instincts trying to get on the cap, stop the scoring there, but you got to do it when it's safe. Okay, you don't want to get yourself killed. Maybe he was just charging in there trying to kill the destroyer, who knows. But anyway, we got some torps off. In the gap, we were thinking, where could this Akatsuki be where we might be able to hit him? And you can see these torps reload very quickly, so we're shooting them basically on reload. The Akatsuki bounces off the island, and wham! He kind of got stuck running away from whoever was pursuing him, I think, and hit the island. And then in an effort to dislodge him from that predicament, he basically went back into the lane of possible torp zones, and we deliberately torped that as far to the left as possible, just to have a chance at a play like that. So we got him off. We did capture the base. Flander moving in. Now we'll get a little bit of damage here. We might get a fire, fine, but he's attempting to get B, right? Now, what do battleships hate more than anything? Getting shot by HE. Okay, so he drops spot. It's our responsibility to spot him, so we stop shooting, begin to back up. But whenever we have chances to fire at this guy, yeah, we would like to get some damage on him. Yeah, we would like to start him on fire as well, but we want to get him ticked off and saying to himself, okay, I can't capture this base right now. I'm constantly getting reset by this guy. He's throwing torps over here. This just sucks. I'm not having a good time. I'm going to do something else. Okay, so he shot his guns there. We recognize, okay, we got a little bit of time to shoot for free, and we're going to go ahead and reset him. We got 3 resets, most importantly, and a bonus fire, which will help whittle him down. And once again, we're adding to his anxiety level and his frustration level. He's there's a destroyer over there. I hate those guys. You can't do anything about them. So maybe he's just going to back up off that cap, and we'll go ahead and resume getting some scoring off of it. Kansas really low here. We'd love to steal this kill if possible and get him off the board, and boom, we do secure the kill. So that's a decent play there, and we're continuing to get 36 points per minute increase in our lead at this point in time. Now he's back on B. Now it stays even. Okay, when he's on B, C and A are canceling each other out. Whenever we can get him off the cap, then we begin to get 36 points every minute from the extra cap. So he's charging in here. He's getting sick and tired of what's going on here. We're sending torps downrange. We're continuing to shoot him, want him off the board. Once again, we need to resume our scoring because this is a very tight game. And in fact, in terms of ships' weights, they have a distinct advantage in this game. So even though we're doing pretty decently and even though we're up on the score, this game is not looking that great. Now we have a destroyer who's kind of going around trying to torp a cruiser and a battleship in the northwest. We're going to have to keep an eye on that situation. And then we got 2 battleships over here and myself trying to defend B, which is kind of the win condition, winning by controlling 2 caps versus 1. So got him off. Gneisenau now pops up here. He's full strength. We were drifting forward here. I want to begin to back up because we want to be able to shoot once or twice and then disengage whenever we need to by blocking our line of sight. I'd also like to get some torps off here since he is going more or less broadside towards us. He's going hard turn here, though. I do launch 1, hoping that maybe he would stop, but now he's turned. We're going to go ahead and save the other torp, and in fact, we're going to decide to slam on the gas and attempt to hit him on the broadside, because I'm looking on the map, I'm saying he wants to get back on B. He's got to get back on B, and he wants to challenge this battleship. We got a Scharnhorst over there. Yeah, the Scharnhorst has torps too. He's another close quarters brawler, but these guys both kind of by nature want to get in close, and recognizing that that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and aim for the broadside here and hope to take him out. As this game is going to be very tough for me if that destroyer, he just died, somehow a ship with vastly superior concealment just got killed by 2 ships that couldn't see him. But so anyway, he's gone. And this battleship, well, we got 3v1 basically on him. So we're taking chances now. We're recognizing that the Gneisenau cannot one-shot us. Okay, so even if he got all his guns on us and shot, even if he hit the majority of his shells, it's not going to do enough damage to sink us with one shot. The secondary is a little dicey, so we're trying to get away from those. He did hit the beach. I'm going to go ahead and aim at the reverse of his ship. That's going to assume he's going to try and dislodge off the island. If we had 2 salvos, I'd do 1 basically where we launched and 1 more or less where he was sitting there, just in case he either didn't back up or if he begins to back up or backs up and then begins to go forward. That second shot might account for him. But anyway, continuing to be a little bit risky here, and because time is of the essence here. We need to get this guy killed. Once my teammate's dead, it's going to be much more harder for me to kill these guys without getting lucky with torpedo strikes. But he does back into our anticipated launch there. Luckily, it gets him with a fire, and damage piles up, and boom, down he goes. B, once again, generating income. Scharnhorst needs to recognize, okay, and he's very low on health. We want to check our teammates as quick as possible. He's low on health. Get out of there if you can. It's going to be very hard for him to disengage given his position. But we got to just assume he's going to die at this point in time. So when we're figuring out how to win the game at this point in time, we're up 150. If he dies, we're going to be up 50. Okay, and now that's going to continue to increase by 36 points per minute for as long as we have those 2 caps uncontested. So we're getting late enough in the game now where we can think about having a lead in the sense of defending the lead, right? So given the fact that these guys are battleships, they were way out of position and they're kind of not going towards B as quick as they can. There's going to be a point where the score, if they can only possibly get 36 points per minute by flipping B, if there's not enough time left in the game for that to mean anything, then we've already won. So they have 2 plays they can make. They can get 1 ship on B, 1 on C. Getting a ship to C is going to take a long time. I don't know if they even have enough time to flip it at this point in time. They could have sent 1 south through A just to make sure that I, as the destroyer, wasn't going to slip into A and capture it, or maybe send them both into B. We know the Colorado's for sure going to go into B, so we're giving them a pretty tight spread based on a B line trajectory into B, and we have about 4 minutes left with about 90 points lead. So we're not quite crossed the threshold yet where if they capture this base basically immediately, I think they could still probably win on score. It'd be pretty close at this point in time. I think it's like 3.75 minutes for them to tie it up, or 2.75, tie it up in terms of having a 2 cap to 1 lead. So at this point, if they capture the base, they probably wouldn't be able to win. But when I'm playing the game, I'm not really doing the math on the fly as much as I have when I watch the replay here. And it's just, you kind of have to guess a little bit, just kind of knowing roughly how much points you're going to need in a given situation. But we got a shot on him. We got a torp hit on him as well. And we got that for free. They do know exactly where we are, but that's fine. They should have known roughly where I was anyways if they're paying attention. They are on the cap now, or at least the battleship is. I got 2 options. I can go straight into A and just try and counter their play, but based on where this guy is compared to my detection ring, he's relatively close. He might be able to cut me off doing that. So we're going to go once again send some torps in there, begin to turn away from these guys. The plan being I'm going to want to hit each of them once, reset them, disengage, and then sail off with the win, or maybe even into A and once again counter the play. I think watching this back, I didn't need to make this play, and they could very easily have killed me there, so it is a very risky play to make. But once again, when I'm playing on the fly, I'm like, okay, if I reset them there, then they're mathematically eliminated, right? Just having a little bit more time, not under pressure when playing the game, I did the actual math, and I'm like, well, we probably didn't need to shoot there. But nevertheless, did drop spot. We shot them both once, then immediately stopped firing the guns, and we'd have to be completely goofy to fire those guns once again. Yeah, there's a Kraken on the line. Don't do it. Don't be that guy to throw the game just for a Kraken. Your teammates will haunt you in your dreams and in your nightmares after that. So we're going to go ahead and send some more torps in there. Hopefully we get lucky. They do have the cap now, but once again, they have basically 72 points to gain, and our lead is above that. Okay, so now we're going into A for some style points. Number 1, to rub it in, be like, you know exactly where I am, what you going to do about it. Number 2, if we can capture the base, by the way, we're going to have 3 solo captures, 12 resets, 4 kills, and 153 hits with 4 or 5 torp hits as well. So this is going to be a pretty good scoring game. We'd like to get 1 more cap if possible. Caps, I don't know exactly how much they're worth, but I think roughly 250 XP, which is pretty juicy, especially when we're trying to grind a ship like this. We want to be scoring as high as possible. Number 1, by winning the game, you add 50% to your score. Number 2, by being useful. Capturing bases, resetting bases, countering destroyers, things like that are how you make your credits and XP in this game. Now we got twist and track. We got an eye on them where they are there, so we're gonna. He's either going to the right of the island, which would be the long chase route, or he's going left, which would be he would have to turn around a little bit, but that would be more of a direct line. I figured I'd give him the benefit of the doubt, and we were about to blind torp him there, but he was kind of lined up exactly where I thought he was going to be anyways. So good job recognizing that. When you're chasing ships, you always want to go to where they're going to be in 30 seconds, 1 minute now, 2 minutes from now, not where they were 20 seconds, because that's how you go around the wrong sides of islands, and chases just take too long. You always want to figure out where they're going. He did a good job doing that, and it almost cost him here because I was trying to counter him making the play that he was making, but he did a good job there dodging. We did get our third base here, and we will win on score. So you're going to see the scoreboard here. We're going to run it up and kind of dunk on our teammates, but that's all right. We don't mind carrying once in a while. That's a look at the Skane for you guys. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming out for you all the time. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.